Let's bring in Ted Williams, former D.C. homicide detective, Fox News contributor, and an attorney as well. Ted, we just heard the sheriff say that Tiger refused, I believe he said Tiger refused a blood test. I thought that was, grounds for immediately revoking your license.
Well, John, what he refused was not so much a blood test. He refused to urinalysis.
Okay.
And quite naturally, that has led to him being incarcerated at least for 8 hours, and they've let him out, but they have charged him with DUI.
All right. And if it's not alcohol, because every report I've read suggests that he did not reek of alcohol, didn't smell of alcohol, but if he was on something else, how do you prove that?
See, that's going to be very difficult to prove without having a urinalysis examination or test. So what will probably happen here is that Tiger Woods will go to trial, and there's good possibility under the circumstances here of the evidence that they do not have that he could very well get off.
Yeah, there are, there are many, many cases of the rich and powerful and famous walking away from incidents that would put most of the rest of us in jail.
And you're absolutely right. And that's very troubling here because Tiger Woods, if you look at the history, and we've talked about the history, he's a walking time bomb. And at some stage, he's going to seriously hurt himself or others in the community. Each and one of these accidents that he's been involved in have just been him and some object. But the problem is, sooner or later, somebody in the public could very well be hurt as a result of this guy.
Let's turn our attention to something that's going on in Hong Kong, and our viewers should be aware of it. Of course, the communist Chinese have taken over Hong Kong, and now they've passed a new law there, a relatively new law, that says even if you're just passing through the airport, even if you're just changing planes, the authorities there are allowed to seize your electronic devices, your phone, your computer, your laptop, your iPad, and scour them. What do you make of that, Ted?
Well, as shocking as it sounds, John, always remember that old saying that when in Rome, you do what the Romans do. And that happens here in all of these major countries like Hong Kong or China and elsewhere. When you're in their country, you're going to have to follow their laws. So I normally give some advice, and what I believe you should do immediately is talk to the State Department to get guidance about the country in which you're going to be in. You should educate yourself to the local laws. And if there are certain restrictions on electronics, like here in Hong Kong, you're going to have to follow those restrictions.
Here's what the U.S. State Department posted on X on Thursday about all this. They write, "It's now a criminal offense to refuse to give the Hong Kong police the passwords or decryption assistance to access all personal electronic devices, including cell phones and laptops. This legal change applies to everyone, including U.S. citizens in Hong Kong arriving or just transiting Hong Kong International Airport. In addition, the Hong Kong government also has more authority to take and keep any personal devices as evidence that they claim are linked to national security offenses." The Chinese are known for their intellectual property theft. So if you're a businessman traveling through Hong Kong and you've got some secrets in your laptop that they want, you have to give it to them under these laws.
John, you're absolutely right. Ignorance of the law in these countries are not really a defense. This, again, is why you need to definitely be in touch with the State Department. You need to know the rules and regulations and the statutes, the laws of any country in which you are traveling through.
If only the British had held on to that island. Ted Williams. Thanks, Ted.
Thank you, my friend.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.